Well, who do you got? What do you got up there? Let's.
Pennsylvania?
Oh, yeah. Let's first go to Donald Trump. We'll do a couple more Donald Trumps here. Here's Donald Trump. Really, I mean, if you stop, like, I'm just about to go into this. I'm like, of course he's saying this. And then I think, wait, he's the president of the country, and 30 people, almost 29 people have been shot dead by machine gun, fire. Oh, I know it's not a machine gun. I just want to get all the ammo sexuals to call in, like, I just want to correct you. It really does a disservice to a sensible gun reform legislation to call it a machine gun, even flippantly.
Well, we can't even. Let's not call it sensible gun reform. That
Whatever.
Whoa!
Whatever.
Don't say common sense.
Don't say common sense.
Silencing amosexual voices.
I don't want to get.
By
The point
liberals
is,
being pedants.
29 people shot with an assault rifle. Shot dead. Almost twice that injured. The idea that the president is doing anything other than consoling victims, decrying the political terrorism that caused at least the El Paso shooting, and speaking to the Latino community and assuring them, we are with you, we will protect you, we will do our best to fix what is so wrong in this country. No, instead, he's like, I got a healthy dose of whataboutism. This is number 2.
In our country for all of us. So, from your heart, from your mind, what do you say to your critics that believe it's your rhetoric that is emboldening white nationalists and inspiring this anger?
So my Pause it. The question is, what do you say to your critics from your heart that your words and your rhetoric have emboldened white nationalism? Because they're just asking this, and of course they're doing it because they're the liberal media. They just recognized that the screed that this guy wrote was basically just sewing together stuff that Donald Trump says, Tucker Carlson says, Laura Ingraham says, and then going out there. And his response is
anger.
So my critics are political people. They're trying to make points. In many cases, they're running for president and they're very low in the polls. A couple of them in particular, very low in the polls. If you look at Dayton, that was the person that supported, I guess you would say, Bernie Sanders, I understood. Antifa, I understood. Elizabeth Warren, I understood. Had nothing to do with President Trump. So these are people that are looking for political gain. I don't think they're getting it. And as much as possible, I've tried to stay out of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Can you imagine if Elizabeth Warren, I mean, I really wish I could do her impression because just Trump does all of those, he said in 2016, I have the military, I have the cops, I have the bikers. These are tough people. And right now they're being nice, but they might not be nice. Could you imagine if Elizabeth Warren was like, my daddy said corruption's a bad thing. And the people who follow me hate corruption. They don't like a rigged system. Right now they're being nice, but they might not end up being nice.
I would donate some money to her if she said that.
I just think that even he doesn't even have the capacity to say, look, he could have answered this look, there are people out there who have mental problems, and I can't, if my words were twisted and used by a twisted individual to do something horrible, I regret that. But we have problems in this country, and perhaps my word choice is, too evocative. But we have an evocative situation, and yes, I regret that. But I will say this: I cannot be blamed for the deviance of these. There would have been rational, normal ways, even if you're as hateful of a person as he is, to have answered that, and he didn't want to do that. He can't do that. I don't know if he can't or won't because he feels like I already did the prepared statement. I already did the thing where, people could see me, my people could see me, knowing that I had to do the sort of stodgy thing here, and I'm not doing any more than that.
I already did it. It's unfair. Obama would have been like, I really shouldn't have said that I think the Chicago Bulls are going to kick ass and overperform in the postseason. My bad.
Right, exactly.
That might have contributed to a tenor.
And this goes without saying, but there's no evidence that the Dayton shooter was politically motivated. He didn't leave a manifesto. He was not an active participant in Antifa, and his left politics seem like they are kind of shallow.
Well, it doesn't matter how shallow or deep his politics are. They didn't motivate. There's no reason whatsoever to assume that they motivated that attack. If he had attacked a police barracks or something, and
Right.
went out with an A around his back and this and that, those would be clues. But this guy went to a nightclub and attacked people, including killing his sister. So, we're not, one is a situation where specifically the shooter himself says, this is why I'm doing it. And it has to do with these set of politics and this rhetoric that I am parroting. And in the other situation, this guy happened to have politics that you could perceive as being on the left.
Given the way that Bill Barr has sort of, politicized the DOJ and been, the Roy Cohn for the Trump administration, do you see him possibly, throwing noise into this by opening a domestic terrorist claim into Ohio?
I wouldn't be surprised, because I noticed they did that with Gilroy because apparently they found the guy had a hit list, and it must be there's people on the hit list that must suggest to him to authorities that, like, wait a second, this hit list is not random. This hit list reflects a certain ideology. I don't know the details of the hit list. I would be surprised if Barr didn't say, for the sake of due diligence, we're going to do this and just sort of balance it out. And the results will come 6 months later, and it won't mean anything, and he won't do anything, and that's it.
Yep. That's a very legitimate concern.
And which one is this? What do we still have up there? Is it number? Oh, yeah, here we go. So someone asked him again about the language, and here he goes on. He knows how he's going to win. He is completely singularly focused on winning by playing to his constituencies' racial and xenophobic fears.
You and the shooter in El Paso use that same language. Do you regret that?
I think that illegal immigration, you're talking about illegal immigration, right? Yes? I think illegal immigration is a terrible thing for the country.
We'll remind you that the shooter had the problem with basically losing our white identity. We know that his administration has attacked immigration, period. Not illegal immigration only. So-called illegal immigration. They have kicked out people who are here illegally because their homes were devastated in natural disasters or civil wars. They have made it much harder for people to get into this country legally.
They've detained U.S. citizens.
They've detained U.S. citizens. But continue.
I think illegal immigration is a terrible thing for this country. I think you have to come in legally. Ideally, you have to come in through merit. We need people coming in because we have many companies coming into our country. They're pouring in. And I think illegal immigration is a very bad thing for our country. I think open borders are a very bad thing for our country. And we're stopping. We're building a wall right now. We won the lawsuit in the Supreme Court 2 weeks ago. The wall is well under construction. It's being built at a rapid pace. We need that. We need strong immigration laws. But we want to allow millions of people to come in because we need them. We have companies coming in from Japan, all over Europe, all over Asia. They're opening up companies here. They need people to work. We have a very low unemployment rate. So I believe we have to have legal immigration, not illegal immigration.
So I'll remind you, the question was, you and the El Paso shooter used the same language. Do you regret this? And then he went on to lie about a bunch of different things about all these companies coming in. And then also say, like, we need legal immigration, specifically legal immigration that is merit-based.
Well, allow me to use the same language.
Right,
That's-
exactly.
That's what he
That's not a
did.
dog whistle.
Of course, yeah, exactly.